Hello, I'm NJ McLean and I am the director of this little piece that we're going to look at today. I was 13 years old at the time, so maybe you can excuse the quality of the entire thing. But this is the intro sequence that's so poorly rendered that it possibly requires its own subtitles to be read. That actually says a DJH FM production. Chris Hansen, is the star of the show. He's an old school friend of mine. But this intro sequence here is actually so lo-fi that we made it on deluxe paint on an old Commodore Amiga, which you can actually see because some of these titles are so badly framed that you can kind of make it out at the top of the screen. You can see a little bar at the top there, deluxe paint colour. we were trying hard. Bitz of Jobby, the diary of a DJ. That was what my friend wanted to call his. It's supposed to be here we start their credits. God, we're rushing through them here. This credit sequence with name dropping celebrities, but spelling names wrongly, right, left, and centre, as you can see here. We'd like to say that was because we're trying to avoid legal action, but nah, we were just young and fairly illiterate. Now this thing in the background here kind of looks like flames or something. It was supposed to be shit cascading down a wall. As you can see, it's very, very impressive. A little name check there for Ice-T, getting some rap kudos in there. And there's the best one, Madonna, with 2 Ds, double Ds. Now, this was shot just outside my house, a little alleyway on the council estate up in Glasgow. And coming up now, you have my little George Lucas piece. This little bit here was a retrospective effect which I've added on for this new anniversary edition of Bitz of Jobby. George Lucas got to go back and completely redesign Mos Eisley and have a CGI Jabba the Hutt and bring back the Hoth Wampa, and all I got to do was little wavy lines and some colours. But I think it's in keeping with the lo-fi feel of it all. Now, CHE himself was supposed to be this white boy rapper who'd made it big, and he was kind of like a precursor to Eminem. We actually had a rap band back in the day called Eminem, which was myself and my friend Alan Mack. It was McLean and Mack, and Chris was the main character. And we always thought it was funny that he'd envisioned this rap movie about his life on the streets, which would be starring Kim Basinger. And we thought it was just ridiculous. And then, like 10 years later, a little film called 8 Mile came out, directed by a guy called Curtis Hanson. So all these things are kind of strange coincidences. Now, this section of the film is noticeably poorer in quality to the previous part. This is because during the transfer, something went wrong with this part of the film, and we had to basically reinstate it from a bootleg. Chris was great. He just like, I used to feed him questions and he would just go on and on for ages, talking absolute nonsense. And it was just ideal. It was really funny to watch him.
What a soundtrack. Don't shit this way. Please leave me the fuck alone, I'm wanking. Songs like that.
That was quite a good title. He just came up with that off the top of his head. I didn't feed him that line at all. We're now filming this in the street just outside my house. Chris unfortunately really needs to go to the toilet during this sequence, and he's really struggling. Eventually I did let him go. Now this part of the story, if you can follow any kind of narrative at all here, we kind of abandoned the whole plot and just decided to order our friend a taxi, as you do when you're 13 years old and you think it's going to be really funny. But Chris is just stalling, setting up the arrival of this cab. And now we click back to the original footage. It's not quite as seamless as your seamless branching on DVDs. It's quite a noticeable jump, but who cares anyway. And this is a cameo appearance here from my first ever girlfriend walking across the road. And we're trying to pretend that we're actually doing something and not filming her, but we clearly are. Yeah, notice how she just scurries past without acknowledging me in the slightest. That's a theme that's reoccurred later in life. I suppose you would do that though if you saw two losers sitting across the other side of the road. This bit I love. I can never watch this sequence without laughing. My friend's laugh is so maniacal. Listen. I really love that bit. Now, this is the part where I was trying to get an angle for the taxi without being seen. And as I arrived, just at the vantage point, the perfect vantage point, I turned round and there was this Turkish guy sitting on his back doorstep with a cup of coffee, looking right at me, holding this camcorder, asking what the hell I'm doing. Totally busted, so we had to go back round the other side of the block and try and get a shot of this cab. All this time we're not aware that the camera's still actually running. So yeah, we come back round here and trying to get a shot of it from here.
Well, Gordon, you'll be getting your taxi about now.
And that's my one fleeting appearance in the entire thing.
I should give us still my keys.
Apparently this taxi carry-on was a retaliation for Gordon having stolen Chris's keys from his flat a couple of days before. Yeah, so we're going for the money shot now, the actual shot of this cab waiting outside the house. I'm sure you'll all agree it's a humongous payoff. It's one of the great cinematic endings. You can see my Air Jordan t-shirt there. There it is, Taxi Man. So thanks for watching and stay tuned for even more nonsense.